Warning! The following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the wonderful world of Geoguessr. Yeah, it's got a new name. We are playing a balanced world today. It's a map by Deborah, and we are starting off our wonderful world in Japan. As far as I can tell, left-hand side, yellow divider line, low camera, yellow license plates. Everything makes sense for Japan. And you all know what that means. The next 2 minutes and 34 seconds are going to be dedicated to finding phone numbers. Congratulations. You have played yourself. Welcome back. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. That should be a 083, which means 83 is to the south, kind of over by Tori and Matsui. Then the 9s are down here. So we also have to worry about Kochi and Ehime and Kagawa and Tokushima. But I believe that is the general area of the 8s. Now that we have a general region, or at least we think we have a general region, we need to find an overhead sign pointing us in the direction of some major cities. We usually find them pretty often, although it doesn't really look like we're seeing too many here. As I say that, we discover one. What does this wonderful sign tell us? We have guitar pick 435 and 316, Nagato to our north, and Sanyo to our south on guitar pick 316. Nagato. No idea. No idea. Matsue, Masuda, Nagato. Nagato on 316. Guitar pick 316 is right here. And we are at the 435 guitar pick intersection, which we should be able to see if we just take this down. So we right now are about here. We are heading west, which means we should be on 435. This is that intersection we just saw. I believe it was 300 meters away. Doesn't really look like that. When we do return to start, we are as far east as we can go. Actually, we can keep going further, although it did say it was broken. This is a town. Does it have a name? If it does, we can't translate it. I feel like we are over here more. Did we cross a river? I don't know if we did. I think we have a decent guess. And it ends up being a lot closer to a Buddhist temple. This is not a swastika. This is the symbol of peace and tranquility or something like that. Rum does get a perfect score here. We weren't too far off. One of the better Japanese guesses I think we've had in a long time. But not quite enough. Gen 2, based on the blur. Right hand side, white dash, but now white solid. No center divider, and we are on the right hand side. Looks like it could be EU plates, although we're a little far away and it's a little blurry. That reminds me of a few places in Europe, and we get a wonderful... what? A Gilito. Gilto? I feel like Gilto, or Giltu, which probably reminds me a little bit more of Sweden than anywhere else, but they have solid white lines, which is not what we want to see. We do have a red house. We don't have any flagpoles. It's definitely Nordic. It could be Norway, I guess. Usually we rely on the center divider line for that, but since, you know, that doesn't fucking exist here, we're gonna have to rely on other things. There is the blue strip, so it is the EU. I guess it could be Finland. Near body of water. It's going to come down to how decent of a guess can we get. And then Scarred Guard. With that A, it's definitely not Finland. I believe that's Norway. So I guess it is Norway. I think it's also in Denmark, but I don't think this is Denmark. I mean, it could be. This should be good old Norway. Near body of water, obviously there's a lot of those, so is that going to be too helpful? Let's head the opposite way, see if there is a major road or intersection coming up. And we're literally relying on one fucking letter here, which is probably a bad thing, because it does exist in Sweden, actually, and Sweden was our original guess. So we're going back to Sweden because I am an indecisive fucking bastard. And maybe, just maybe, we can find something that looks a little bit better and gives us a little bit of a better clue. Obviously, a great blue and yellow flag would do wonders for us right now, but we're not going to find shit. I do think it's time to reevaluate the world flags. Right? Because now we have a little bit of a better understanding of what the flag actually is and what country it's from. I don't think that's going to affect too much of whether or not we'd like the design or not, but I think reevaluating where we like the flags is probably a good idea. We'd probably still have the terrible categories we had last time, like dad and other stuff. That's not Finnish as far as I can tell. Oh, that's not too helpful. Ruma Strand, a la carte restaurant, open daily. I think it's Sweden. And then Rumar, but we're out of time to even look. And it ends up being an island, which might make sense for the mix of Swedish and Finnish that we probably saw. I don't actually know what these are part of, but here's Åland, and Åland's Swedish. So this might be Finnish, but it also might be Swedish. We should have had the country street counter going to see what would have happened. That would have been interesting to see. Because I actually don't know. Single yellow divider line, black plate. So we should be Argentina, although we don't have the car. Right hand side of the road. There's the car. And we do have a bus coming. Let's see. Don't really see any signs pointing us to any major cities. Sometimes you see those near traffic circles. They kind of point in general directions like, hey, go this way. This seems more like a spot that has a traffic light than it does a traffic circle. We do have the back of a black car, and as far as I can tell, we've seen plenty of black license plates. So it should be Argentina. Now, if you guys missed the stream earlier, we started developing a new Pro League to be started in September. It's going to be, as of right now, I believe, 8 to 10 legs. I think it's 10. Working on 2 maps. And it's going to be sports of the world, essentially. We're going to have soccer, and we're going to have NFL. We're going to have cricket and racing, like car racing, golf, you know, just a bunch of major sports. The sports that are not included include basketball and baseball, as we already have a pretty US-centric map when it comes to NFL. And there were no good basketball or baseball stadium maps. If anyone wanted to make one of those maps, by all means. There's the .ar for Argentina, so we know for a fact it is Argentina. I'm surprised we don't have a guest down here yet. So if anyone wants to make a baseball or a basketball map, by all means, feel free to link it into the description. And if it has over 50 locations, there's a good chance we'll use it. But that should be starting September 1st. We should have it probably posted on the Discords as well as the Reddit. I'm going to say probably by the end of the week, maybe this Saturday, the 15th, as that's like the halfway mark. And then we'll give 2 weeks for sign up, and then we'll start off in September. Although I do think we're also going to have some other pro leagues coming out in those days as well. Maybe even a part 2 to the Stay Safe and or the Troll Out. And I'm expecting a Royal World Season 3 to open up relatively soon as well, as that is going to end in about 2 weeks' time with the Stay Safe and the Troll Out League. Which is perfect if you ask me. But I don't know where we are. We're obviously in Argentina. It seems really green. It actually seems like it's a wealthy area. I don't know where a wealthy area would be, except close to the fucking water. So maybe over here a little bit more. Obviously West Coast, Geoguessr. I feel like it's got to be this northern part because of how green it is. So this is kind of point optimization. And actually, we have a really good guess. It ends up being a town called Pinamar. We end up being 13 miles off. And, yeah, that's really good. Really good guess. Feels like we're lost in South America again. That looks like it could be Spanish. The sun is to the north, which puts us in the south. We have white license plates, so forget Colombia, forget Argentina. That literally says Ecuador. And Ecuador isn't exactly the biggest place. Does it tell us anything about where we are? The Ministry of Department. That, I think, is a crest. But it's a little too blurry to make out. D. Minari, maybe? Maybe. But Ecuador, good find. I'm glad it's there. Can we, I don't know, figure out where in Ecuador we are? We usually can't figure out where in Ecuador. So we're in a town called Los Dos Bocas. I don't actually know what that means. I think Los is the... But Bocas? No idea. The city of something. The town of whatever. Whatever town. Do we have program of foresting by D. Balsa Bolivar? So, the fact that it says Bolivar probably means... it would make sense if we were close to Bolivia. Is Bolivar... I feel like that's a name. Let's go to Ambato. Where would you want to reforest? Probably where, obviously, things have been deforested. But does Ecuador have a need for a lot of trees? That they would deforest areas? I feel like that's like a double-edged sword. I know Brazil is currently going through a nice deforestation period. But did Ecuador ever? I'm not too confident. La Norma. So we're in the normal. Obviously that's not the translation. But we really probably won't find anything. These seem like they're small towns, and small towns are always difficult to find. So we can figure out we're in Ecuador, but we can't figure out what town it is. I mean, we just can't figure out where on the map it is. I feel like I need to start memorizing city names and where they're located. Especially if I need to keep up with some of you guys. Because you guys just know where all of these fucking cities are. Manabi? That sounds like it's going to be a region. And from what I can see, I don't see Manabi anywhere. I see Machala. Manta. But no Manabi. Well, shit. Well, we're fucked. Oh well, not much we can do about it. We can't even go any further, so... it ends up being to the west. And it does end up being a region, Manabi. Over by Sucre and Manta and Jama. So we should have, I guess, guessed Manta, even though it's nowhere near it. But we did go for a more middle. I don't believe most of this has coverage. So we got to remember to guess more west, I guess. But we're sticking in here. Yellow license plates. Ooh, nice writing. The question now becomes Japan or Hong Kong? Let's see. That looks a little too complicated to be Japanese. So this should be Hong Kong. Unless it's one of those bullshit fucking islands. But I think I'm leaning more Hong Kong here. It doesn't feel like Lokar. Although I've said that countless times before and it's been Lokar. And there is the massive city. This should be Hong Kong. And we should be like Lama, maybe? I don't even know if Lama has coverage, to be honest. Now we're going to do our best to try to figure some things out. Let's see. We have a lot of pedestrians. We have a lot of buildings. We are in the mountains and the hills. Can we... I don't know... find something obvious? Is there obvious here? We have the Villa Sandioca. The city seems to be to our north, which is why we guessed as far south as we did. This is probably Southern Ireland. I'm not familiar with the names. I'm pretty sure it's Southern Ireland. We are on the left-hand side. And there's Asia HK for Hong Kong. So, pretty happy that we were able to determine that early enough on. Although, the reason for doing so might have been stupid. If we go in, Stanley could be work, South Horizons could work, Ocean Park could work. We could try to find the Wan Tu Tong, the Tai Po Market, and the Tai Po Market Station. And that should all be something that you could actually see. My only concern is, what if this was Victoria Park? And what we saw was the city over here. And where we met up was over here on Belcher Street. Was it? Yeah, Smithfield, right here. This was the meetup spot. Definitely not over there, but it could be over here. I don't see Tai Po anywhere, and I don't see Wan Tu anywhere, which means it could be North Island, which would suck. Kings Park, Yao Mei Te, Tao Kok Tsu, Souk Pak Tin, Lai Chau Kok, Stonecutters Island. Fuck. And there's an airport nearby. Tai Tam. Almost Tai Po. Tai Hong. Let's guess over here. We can try to find 9, but it's already too late. 9's actually over here. So, it makes sense to be over here. It does. It makes sense to me. Or, it makes sense to be really far north, and that was Panchang in the distance. Rum does get a better score often here in Tai Ta Tang in Tai Mo Shan Country Park. We should have found Tai Po. If we would have been able to find Tai Po, we would have been able to get a decent guess off, but alas, shit happens sometimes. I think seeing major buildings to our north is why we wanted to be south of Hong Kong. I think that's what it was, but it does make sense to guess further north. Sadly, we just didn't get it there. 23,000 is not bad. Obviously, this island doesn't exist because it's an island. Let's see. Rum is in first place at 23.4, so only beating us by about 350 points. It's not bad at all. One better guess anywhere, honestly, could have, well, not anywhere, but 300 points, 350 points. Round 2, if we would have had a better Sweden guess, we could have walked away victorious there. Not bad. Taurus in second at 22, essentially. 59 in fourth at 21,789. E. Chandler in fifth at 20,840. And Bo at 19,110. Looks like not going with South Japan and going with Taiwan over Hong Kong. But not bad. If you're going to fuck up anywhere, that's probably the best place to do it. But that's going to be where we call it for the day, so thank you all so much for being here. I do hope you all enjoyed. Obviously, it's a little later than our normal 3 o'clock upload. But I actually had to go clean the pool. I know I said I was supposed to record beforehand, but I might as well get out of the way. But until tomorrow, guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.